African Kings and Queens is a game show comedy with a little bit of history in it. It's basically 3 kings and 3 queens, and they're playing Egyptian square. That history and learning could actually be fun and entertaining.
To take these plays into schools and churches.
But my passion and my profession is directing, singing, and acting, and dancing. Because I'm the one, third! Bring it down!
Give it another try. Egyptian square! Yay! Egyptian square! Brooks. I am Hannibal! Please answer.
Until my ancestry is accurately portrayed, I must boycott these Egyptian squares.
All right to the battle!
Yes. He used to call me his sweet little Queen of Sheba.
The craziest
game show host. Okay. Read my biography or you will suffer greatly this day and hour.
And a lot of times as a queen.
My name is Karma, and I'm a king.
Also, he brought Christianity to his people.
It was not all hell. One could work hard and end up living quite well. Oh, but we know they're safe and we are all reborn. We know that we are forgiven and no longer forever gone. We will meet together beside the blood-red sea. We will all remember. We will all.
Well, so it's good that we're working together. So you'll represent the SB Ink-Juneteenth kind of branding. Patrick will be working with the Hampton Arts branding. We're all working on the shows together. Of course, there's no
Here at some point because it was beautiful to be out there in the water. You could definitely feel the spirits and all that kind of stuff like that. It was joking about all of that. Again, this area is filled with those kind of places and spaces,
Yes, indeed.
That's how the information gets passed around.
It gets around. And
one of the stories I would love to do is in 1826, 5 years before the natural insurrection, he baptized a white man in a lake right there in Southampton County. So the idea of this black man baptizing a white man in 1826 was just unheard of.
Yeah.
Right. Unheard of. And so people came from all around. It was like this big event that happened in terms of what happened. And that's just an unknown story that I believe would be really interesting to people in the whole.
I've always wanted to come into this theater.
It's a beautiful big space, isn't it?
Yes. I remember when it was first done, when the remodeling had been done and it first opened, and I got a chance to come in with some people and look around, and I loved it. And then I found out that this was a place that was historical. It's a historical place.
My name is Sheri Bailey, and I am here in the lobby of the American Theater. We are doing an American History Summer Play Reading Series. The first play, Army of One, James Armstead Lafayette, tells the story of an enslaved man based in Portsmouth, Virginia, who was hired by the Marquis de Lafayette to spy on Cornwallis at Yorktown. He did this, provided great information for George Washington, and helped America win the Revolutionary War. We are ready to do our our read-through of Army of One, James Armistead.
People support freedom from oppression for all people. The English have grown greedy and mean. Their King George is not content to be king of their country, but
Military matters. Excuse me, what does impetuous mean? It means that the Marquis de Lafayette sometimes acted, right?
The Ethiopian regiment, and then Cornwallis as his line.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so should that be?
Take me to General Cornwallis. I'm a slave seeking freedom.
Then you simply... Why is France helping the colonists in their war against the English?
let me say first that the French people support freedom from oppression for all people. The English have grown greedy and cruel. Their King George is not content to be king of their country, but rather he wishes to be king of the world.
Discuss my orders just one last time, please.
But of course. James, this is a map of a road leading to Yorktown. You will be accompanied by my men until you reach Hampton.
This document identifies me as another man's property, and these injustices I suffer along with many of my kind whose forefathers hailed from Africa and now call these colonies home.
It is quite...
Please meet the Americans' secret weapon.
James Armistead?
This man will go down in history as one of the greatest spies of all.
I offered you freedom. Why was that not enough?
The goal is to involve generally non-professional actors to be a part of.
About free blacks. It doesn't talk about the fact that blacks owned slaves.
Of course, it wasn't called Black History.
Okay.
But we did.
Not a lot, but a lot was talked about.
Our second play is Ben and Jefferson. This is a conversation between Benjamin Banneker, our first African-American scientist, and Thomas Jefferson, third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. These two tinkers and thinkers were pen pals in real life, and the conversation helps us understand more about how great genius went to the founding of this nation. Our theme, our primary theme of this piece. So what we're going to do this time is just read straight through, and once we do that, then...
Hello everyone, my name is Nisha Witt. There is no doubt that Hampton Roads is one of the most beautiful and historic areas in the United States. However, these very same beautiful and historic areas are sinking.
They call me a dreamer. I confess to that, and also to that of being a realist. In this imperfect system, much is lost, but I am here now to learn what I...
Greetings, dear citizens. Welcome to a conversation between two great thinkers and tinkers. Kinda cute, huh? Benjamin Banneker and Thomas Jefferson. I am your moderator. Some biographical information on Benjamin Banneker, who stands tall as America's first black man of science, astronomer, and inventor.
Hello world, my name is Benjamin Banneker.
Here is Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, third president of the United States, governor of Virginia, founder of the University of Virginia.
And don't forget slaveholder. Yes, allow me to share my story of how I was one among the multitudes in that beautiful Quaker town of Philadelphia in July of 1776.
A momentous and joyous occasion, was it not, Mr. Banneker?
Mr. Banneker, the audience deserves to know more about your great life. We would be remiss if we did not share your shining example to those who would gain much from knowing about your accomplishments.
There is a call today for a lot of things that are named after Jefferson to
Sally's family.
The name plays on those.
When we're doing math, they say use a rule.
Right, that's true.
Saw that as a standalone. You think about Benjamin Franklin's
play, the final play, which will be on Sunday, August 9th at 4 p.m. here at the American Theater. It's Abolitionist Museum. And that play will deal with 8 historical figures who are wax figures series in a museum. The museum curator has brought in the Confederate flag. These historical figures make a determination about whether or not to burn the Confederate flag. With all of our shows, we have a post-show conversation with the audience after they have seen the performance as a way of helping people connect the past to the present with the goal of overcoming those problems that are rooted in the legacy of slavery. Our hope is that you will come here to the American Theater and participate in this study of American history, your history. We'll go with David Walker, Harry B. Stowe, Frederick Douglass, curator, and you're going to be John Brown and Abraham. And
you got that, Turner.
Is a symbol of a past that cannot be denied. Surely we must find ways that do not reek of childish behavior when voicing our dissatisfaction at the state of affairs.
Talk, talk, talk! God is ahead of you, Mr. Lincoln. God did not let you win that.
And more! Abolitionists, agitation, intensified hostility between the North and the South.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Walker, and in 1829, about 2 years before Mr. Turner's insurrection, I wrote a 76-page pamphlet, generally referred to as David Walker's Appeal.
Only 13. Harry ignored the order and went to the aid of black men. When the man dashed through the door, Harry stepped between him and the overseer and raised the overseer, picked up a rock and flung it at the escaping man.
Into nature.
How come you're the only one with the right to fight? Mr. Lincoln, one of the reasons I believe God entrusted to me the task of sharing Uncle Tom's story was to force white people to look at good, kind Negro people being denied basic human rights.
But said that I was marked for God's work since birth. At the age of 4, I read from the Old Testament, and no one taught me this. For my family and friends could neither read nor write. And white folks, it was illegal for them to teach us, those who were so inclined to.
Nat Turner, perhaps more than any other figure in this museum, has been much maligned by history's telling of his story.
You told everyone's story except mine.
Ain't too much been said about me, but that's all right. As long as I'm in my God's light, all is well.
And except for Uncle Tom's cabin, not much ever gets said about me. And I...
Mr. Lincoln, the union of good and evil takes all.
And that is why we must burn this flag.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! We're going to burn it! No!
That's the question. If you were a resident in this abolitionist museum, all of those who would vote to burn the flag, give me a show of applause. You would vote to burn the flag. Show your hand. Okay, you're a resident in the museum, you would vote not to burn the flag.
Learn from, and you can't do it without all of it there.
So
the history of oppression and people are the ones who oppress others. So it's not, it means a lot if you burn the American flag.
That hasn't changed anything. It seems like there's more black people.
I served in the military, so I don't want the American flag burned.
I feel that it is a symbol of hate.
Still this way. And that's my interpretation.
Love your fellow, brethren, regardless of their race.
We cannot just sweep it under the rug and say it's going to be...
Used to burn the flag in the play. But as Carl...
Basic human sense of empathy and passion.
People lost their lives to start a national discussion.
When is the United States of America?
Let Elijah have the final word of the day here.